Hello, hello, how are you? This is Stephanie Ann Hare. Welcome to Girls Gone Vegan with Stephanie Ann Hare. How are you doing today? So glad you could tune in. And this is my weekly cooking show. Oh, I knew that was going to happen. I've got my oil kind of hot here. So things can happen if you have a sensitive, smoke detector. Because I got my oil a little too hot over here. Oh, that's so funny. So I've removed it to cool down, but obviously I didn't do it fast enough. Anyway, that's okay. We're gonna move along. Anyway, so my cooking show is a vegan cooking show. It's just not that you have to eat vegan every second of your life, but what I want to do is show you how to make delicious food that are vegan, without any animal products, without any meats, and you can make them as satisfying main meals, or you can make them as side dishes to go with all your delicious stuff. It's a really great way to mix up your weekly cooking, and it's very healthy for you. I eat vegan a lot of the time. I eat whatever I want, but most of the time I eat vegan, so I've learned to create really great dishes, and that's what this is about, that I wanted to share them with you. And let's see, we can't really see that, so let me turn that over here. So that is part of what is my mission here, is to just educate people that you can be eating really delicious food, eating vegan, and it's not a bad thing. So we're going to go ahead and turn this down a little bit and go ahead and get started. So we've got I'm going to be making veggie chow mein. It's one of my favorite dishes. I keep buying it everywhere, and I'm not ever happy with it because a lot of times it's just those mini corns. So I wanted to create my own, so that's what I've done. So I've got some onion here. I've got a pretty hot pot going on. I've got some olive oil going. And I've also got my water going for my noodles. And I'm just going to use regular organic spaghetti noodles for my noodles, for my chow mein. It's really great. So what I've got going here, let me show you what I've got going. What I have going here is I've got some heirloom carrots, the white onion, one whole white onion, and 3 heirloom carrots chopped lengthwise. I'm going to put those in because we want to get going with all the hard vegetables. So I've got my onion and I have my carrots in a hot olive oil. Now I'm going to go ahead and get my pasta going, because the water's just right. Like I said, I'm using organic spaghetti. You don't necessarily have to use Asian noodles. Spaghetti noodles work really good for chow mein, and they're just as delicious. So I'm going to go ahead and get that. I'm using 1 pack. I've got a nice pot of hot water here. And I'm going to get my... I'm going to get my, this is for my pasta spoon over here. Alright, so now I'm going to add I've got celery, organic celery, chopped pretty good right here. I'm going to go ahead and add that. Give it a nice stir. So far we've got white onion, or yellow onion, I don't know why I keep saying it's white, yellow onion, celery, about 4 stalks, and 3 heirloom carrots. I've got some chopped garlic here. I'm going to add that. Okay. Got some nice chopped garlic. Now I'm going to add, I've got 2 big stalks of broccoli, organic broccoli, cut kind of big, and I used part of the stalk also. It's very nice. So go ahead and get that going because that's a heartier vegetable. And, you know, this doesn't take long to cook actually, because you don't want to really make them super soggy or anything. Okay, so now I've also got some delicious ginger, about 2 tablespoons of ginger chopped up. I'm going to add that. That's going to give it a nice little twist with the garlic, give it a nice little flavor. And one of the really things I love a lot is to have veggie chow mein. I order it at least once a week or cook it. And once I started making it myself, I decided, as a lot of times when I make things myself, I really can make it just as good, if not better. and it's so much cheaper than what you pay for in the restaurant. So I've got some really nice bok choy, some leafy baby bok choy here I have. That's really great. I'm going to go ahead and add that. And that was one head. Okay, so now, oops. And as usual, I will be putting my recipe in the group after I'm done. So I'm going to give my pasta a stir here, my noodles. And the great thing about this dish is that by the time you get all your veggies done, your pasta will be done and it's all ready to go. And I'm going to add, I added one Roma tomato diced up pretty good. And you know, these vegetables, you can add whatever you like. You can put whatever you like into this. It's entirely up to you, and all kinds of things work good. Today, this is just what I'm using. I also got some really nice mung bean sprouts. I love to have bean sprouts in my chow mein. That's a really big deal for me. So I'm going to be adding those. I've also got some baby Bella mushrooms sliced up. I like them sliced pretty thick. So baby Bella mushrooms, absolutely delicious. We're going to go ahead and add those in. It's smelling really good. Too bad you can't smell it. It's smelling really delicious with the ginger and the garlic. And then all the delicious veggies giving off their aroma. I also have cilantro, a couple, about 3 tablespoons of cilantro, and I also diced that pretty big actually. And for this dish, we're going to salt and pepper it, but we're going to add tamari sauce, which is an organic soy sauce. So it's got a lot of sodium in there already, so you don't have to add a lot of salt, but I'm still going to add some salt and pepper to this. Now I'm going to go ahead and add these delicious bean sprouts, my fave, my delicious bean sprouts. And now I'm going to go ahead, I've got my Himalayan salt. I posted in the group about Himalayan salt that's really not that much different than regular salt. It's mostly a visual thing, but I do like it. I like these little organic these little grinders. So it's supposed to be good for you, but there wasn't a lot of difference between the two, between regular salt and that. And what I like is I like the coarse salt. So go ahead, I'm going to put a little bit in. Like I said, I'm going to be adding the tamari. So now I've got all my vegetables in here, ready to go. Smelling good, smelling delicious, everything's cooking. I can smell the bean sprouts, I can smell the garlic, I can smell everything. So eating vegan is, you know, it's different because the vegetarians, they eat eggs, they eat animal products, they eat cheese and stuff like that. So vegan is just eating very clean and eating things mostly freshly, you know, fresh plant-based things. After a while, you are able to figure it out what it is. But at first, you know, it takes you a little while. I have a lot of people that say, oh, you know, what are you cooking? Sunflower seeds? What are you cooking? Are you cooking a lot of these phony meats? And I really don't cook with any of the imitation meat. Like, I will be making up my beet burgers for you, but I make them from, you know, all vegetables and beans and beets and brown rice. So there's all kinds of things. If you look at the store now, there's vegan cheeses, which I kind of like that. I mean, I don't really use them that much. I'm like, when I make pizza, I'm making vegan pizza, which I'm not even using the vegan cheese. But like Whole Foods, when you buy a piece of vegan pizza there, they've used the Daya cheese. And that's good, but I kind of like it without it. But the good thing is, they've got all these great milks now. Almond milk, cashew milk. So they can come up with all kinds of things. I actually did buy a cheese spread, like a cheddar cheese spread this week. that was made vegan. And it was kind of nice on crackers, sort of tasted like cheddar. But I just prefer to just make things without using any copycat like type meats. Cheeses are a little bit different, and they're a nice thing to add. And so there's lots of stuff. The good thing is, just as with organic ingredients, there's so many things out there in your regular store now that you can get that are totally vegan. They have vegan mayo, which is really great when you make your potato salad, and things that really take a lot of mayo, regular mayo. You can make a good ranch dip, which everybody loves our ranch, but you use the vegan mayo and it's absolutely delicious and you aren't missing anything. It's really good and you don't feel deprived. You don't feel like, oh, I've got to eat all, vinegar-based things or oil-based things, just olive oil. I can't have a mayo type thing. So many aiolis and all that kind of stuff are made with a mayo base, and so people think they're doing good, but then they start, adding the aioli and these different dressings and all this different stuff, and next thing you know, they're adding tons of fat, tons of cholesterol with all the heavy mayo, the heavy sour cream, and all these things that they put in. So you can start using your vegan mayo, and Best Foods, which is really cool, I like it, makes a really nice one. And so any kind of thing that you make with mayo, you can start substituting, and that works really well, and it's quite delicious. So now I've got to grab my tamari sauce. It's in the fridge for my delicious veggies that I've got going here. I'm just going to show you. So here is the basic for my chow mein, the veggies with the bean sprouts. It's cooking. Let me grab, I forgot to bring it out, my tamari, and I love this stuff. This is great. It adds so much flavor. And this is organic tamari, and it's gluten-free, which means there's no wheat in it, because that's a big thing about when people are watching their gluten, that they, soy sauce, you have to be careful, because, camera's going down. So far we've had an interesting morning here. I've had the fire alarm go off, the camera go down, but you know what, it's live, so you definitely know it's live. So anyway, I love this one. It's organic tamari, gluten-free, non-GMO, and it's reduced sodium, and it tastes absolutely delicious. So I use this a lot in anything that I would be using my soy sauce. And it's just soy sauce, but it's just a very high quality kind. So I'm going to pull off the plastic stopper here because I want to add a lot. And I tell you, once you add this, that's when you really start getting excited, because that smell. I love my veggie chow mein. Like I say, I stop in San Francisco because I work in San Francisco, and I'll get it in Chinatown. They have one of the better veggie chow meins, but so many veggie chow meins don't have any veggies in them. It's very interesting. They'll have, like I say, the mini corns. They might have a little piece of broccoli or a little carrot in there. But a lot of times they don't have anything. It's very, very disappointing. And I'm eating veggie chow mein because I want to actually get some vegetables in there and feel good. So, as an empowerment mindset coach, how this ties together, my cooking ties together with my coaching business, is that when you are into personal development and when you are on your way to up-leveling yourself and setting out on your transformational journey, one part of the whole process is to look at, for self-care, how do you eat, how do you take care of yourself? And so it's a really great idea to really address your food and see how it works. So in my personal development lifestyle, for me, I'm all about getting on the high vibration and raising your vibration, then using mindset and using manifesting to incorporate those three things, which I call the trifecta, into your total transformation for you. So one of the things when you raise your vibration is to look at the food that you are eating, because part about feeling great, feeling fabulous, being on fire, just knowing you can get out and you can do all this stuff is that's when you know you are getting into alignment and you are getting into a high vibrational state. But you have to really start looking at the food you eat, because so many foods are low vibrational foods. And the fresher plant-based foods, the more colorful, they are all very high vibrational foods. And unfortunately, animal products are kind of on the low vibration. Burgers, different things. So you want to think about that, because if you really want to start feeling good, and that's what I'm all about, is feeling good, feeling great, and getting yourself going into this great place. And so you really have to take into consideration your diet. So you want to eat, you don't want to deprive yourself, because this is the way I look at things, okay? No matter what, we are going to leave at some point in our lives. We are not going to live forever. So don't deprive yourself. Live a full life. Enjoy yourself. Do what makes you happy. Eat what makes you happy, but don't kill yourself with food. My situation is that my dad died at 47 years old from heart disease. My brother died at 51 years old of heart disease. And so I was the youngest. And so instead of saying, oh my gosh, my genetics are horrible, everything's horrible, over the years I have learned about food. And luckily, when I was a nurse, I was amazed that in the hospital, they weren't even looking at what you were eating. And I became vegetarian in my 20s, and then I kept eating whatever I wanted. But then, over in the 90s, I was catering for the Green Tortoise bus line, and there was a lot of vegan people. I didn't even know what vegan was. And so I started making a vegan spaghetti for them, because some were just regular vegetarians, but would you have cheese, so I'd make lasagna, and I made a veggie lasagna, but then others were actually vegan, and so I started making a vegan spaghetti, and that was when I first started catching on. I mean, there's so much to learn about food, but the deal is, so what's happened for me is I have tried to eat pretty good for years because of to change my future. To not let my dad died of heart disease, that means I'm going to die, and my brother died, and that. No, it means that I need to watch what I eat, and I've always had a weight problem, so after I had an eating disorder when I was in my 20s, but anyway, I got over that, got over everything, and I have learned a lot about food. I've been in the food business for 40 years. I've been a caterer. I've had 6 restaurants. So I've learned all kinds of great things about food. So what I've found for me personally, is that I eat whatever I want, because deprivation is not good. If I want to actually have that burger one day and I want to have whatever I want, I'll have it. Because you know what? Life is short. Enjoy things, but you don't have to kill yourself with food every day. I work in the restaurant business. I see people all the time killing themselves with food. They can't walk. They're overweight. They have all these problems. And if they've got diabetes. Anyway. So that is the main deal, is just if you learn to cook vegan a little bit and switch it up a few times a week, you're going to be healthier for it, okay? Preaching's over. But, so here we are. I've got my noodles going. They're looking pretty good. Cook them a little bit more. And, that is looking good. The veggies are pretty much to the point I want them to be. I wish you guys could smell this. See how easy this whole thing is? But look at that. So that is, I didn't even have to use a wok or anything. You don't need to use all that stuff. You can, it's really impressive, but you don't have to. Okay, so let me grab a bowl, because I'm getting ready to set this up. Where's the bowl? So the great thing about doing this cooking show is, this is my day off on Monday, and now we've been having our dinner ready at 1 o'clock. So we have been eating earlier, which is good for you. Because I used to, I would make dinner late. And then we'd be eating late. Wow, I can't. Where's my big bowl? Where's my big bowl? I don't see it. Let me look over here, guys. That's live TV for you. Live. Oh, this is so. Maybe it broke. Okay, well this isn't my favorite dish, but this will work. This will work. I've got a big bowl here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay the noodles in here, and then I'm going to stir them up, and you're going to see this. It's going to be absolutely Delicious. Okay. So, all right, this is easy, and this is like for at least 4 people. Okay, so I love this strainer that I have. It just lifts right out like this. Lifts right out of the pot. Makes it so easy. It's kind of restaurant style. It's a good thing to have because you don't have to pour it or do all that stuff. I'm going to rinse off my noodles. I like to get rid of the starch. So now I'm just going to turn everything off here and just shake the water off these. Pour them into my bowl. Okay, and then I'm going to pop that back in there. Now I'm going to turn off all this. So I would love to see some of your dishes. You know, post your vegan recipes, post the different things that you do. There's so many different things, and I've been eating this way for several years, so I've really come up with some good stuff. Okay, so now I'm going to pour this right on top. My glasses are getting steamed up. I'm getting a facial right now. Okay, so that's really good. And this is a lot of meals for us, for 2 people. So I'm telling you, this is for 4 people. And so I'm gonna stir it up. Oh, I wish you could smell it. I wish you could smell this. It's absolutely delicious. And it's really wonderful. So, you know, you don't have to be a professional chef to whip up these meals. Most of these meals, my show is 30 minutes, so most of these meals are taking less than 30 minutes to make a homemade, high quality, fresh meal with all kinds of plant-based, great organic ingredients. And as I said before, if you can't find something organic, it's okay. Don't beat yourself up over these things. Don't beat yourself up if you don't eat vegan all the time. Don't beat yourself up if you can't get it organic. Just buy the regular one. Most of the things are okay. It's really okay, and it's still going to be a delicious, high-quality meal. So this is looking pretty good, or excellent, I might say, pretty good. But I wish you could smell it, because this is what is so delicious here. This is absolutely the smell, the aroma of the tamari. This is the tamari I said I use. You can add more to it now once you get it going, but this is how it looks. This is a delicious, delicious chow mein for 2 of us. This will last us a couple of days, but then you have things to munch on all the time. So this is a very fast meal, very affordable, and really good for you and satisfying. And you can feed your whole family with this. You know, I like to add a little sweet and sour sauce sometimes to it. I kind of do. I know that stuff's probably not very good for you. But as I said before, you know, as long as the main part of your life is you're eating really well, most of the time, then you can veer off, have whatever that really lights you up, that makes you want to just like, you know, ooh, I'm really blowing it. I'm eating some ice cream, or I'm eating this, I'm eating that. You know, but the main thing, as long as you are most of the time paying attention and trying to be healthy, then you're going to keep a regular good balance in your life. And then that way you're going to feel good. You're going to be able to make clear decisions. You're going to be able to go out and have a great life. You can go out and do your hobbies, do, you know, volunteering, do whatever it is. Create your businesses. I mean, I've met so many people here online that are creating businesses. They're working so hard, they're working their regular jobs, and then they're re-educating themselves on the side. And that is kind of like what everybody does in life. I mean, they have certain things that they do, and then they get to a certain age, and then they figure something else out. If you can afford to just go travel and hang around and go on trips like two people, Claudia and Jackie, and you can go and just visit cities and hang out, then do it. But, just take care of yourself along the way, eat well, and then you're going to have the energy, because it takes a lot of energy just to get out there and be a tourist. I work in one of the hugest places of tourism at Fisherman's Wharf in San Francisco, and I see these people, they come in and they're so beat up because they're out there, they're coming from other countries, they're pounding the pavement, they're trying to see all the sights, they're riding the cable car, they're going out on the boats to see Alcatraz, they're doing all this stuff, and it really takes a toll. And they get in and they're dehydrated, they're hungry, and they are beat to hell, and it takes a lot of work. So whatever stage you're at, whether you have a job, whether you have a career, whether you have your own business, whether you are retired and you're just out there seeing the world and having fun, still, do good things for yourself, take care of yourself, eat well, and learn new things. Take on new things into your life, because you can learn until the day you die. And so learning, new recipes and new ways to cook, why not? Switch it up a little bit. It's so nice. Being in the restaurant business for so many years, I love to go out, believe me. I love to go to the restaurants, but there's something about being in my home, being in my own kitchen, and just really cooking a great meal and having everybody sit down at the table and enjoy it. So whether that's what you want to do, or you just have one person, just for yourself. When I was alone, I started to eat. First, I used to go out, and then I started eating and cooking, preparing dishes at home. It was much cheaper, and it was really great. So, whatever the reason, learn something new, go get out of the box, try something different. Don't think that it's just all sunflower seeds and all, I don't know what. People just are so funny. My chef at work, he's a chef, and he's still laughing at me saying, oh yeah, what are you eating? Oh gosh. And I start showing him pictures of what I'm making, and then I'm making pastas, and then I'm making sandwiches, and then I'm making fries, baked fries. So there's so many things to do. So I'm so glad that I see you guys tuning in. Thank you, Sarah. Thank you, Jackie. Thank you, Claudia. And please, we can keep learning till the end. And you people that are out there traveling and seeing the world, look around and tell me the recipes you see out there. My boss at my other restaurant told me last week how to make vegan ceviche. So that is something that I will be bringing to the table, because it sounds so good, because I love my blue tortilla chips. But when you're out and about, and just start looking at what's going on out there, and let me know. Post it in the group and let me know, because I can go to any restaurant, I can find out how they make it. You can go and Google now, and you can find out exactly how they make these things. So keep your eye out for the vegan delicious meals out there, and let me know and share, because people are starting to post different things on here, which is really great. We can't have too many. Food is endless, so please let me know, and keep tuning in every Monday at 1 o'clock for Girls Gone Vegan, where we live great. We eat high quality food. I love food, and I will be sharing all kinds of delicious meals, desserts, all kinds of things. Every day I'm just going ahead and doing whatever happens, whatever I feel like doing during the week. So I'm Stephanie Ann Hare, and I will see you next time on Girls Gone Vegan with Stephanie Hare.